Hi, sweetheart. Hi. Grandpa Birch here. Are you ready for another story time? Hey, I got one here for you. It's The Stuff Between the Stars. It's by Sandra Nickel. All right. Are you ready? Here we go. The Stuff Between the Stars. Oh, look at her looking out at her window at the moon and the stars. Oh, look at all the galaxies and the everything and the stars out there. The stuff between the stars. How Vera Rubin discovered most of the universe. Vera always liked looking at the night sky, but when she was 11, she moved to a new home with a bedroom so small the only place to look was up through her window. As she lay in bed, a star slipped into the sky, slowly snuck across the pane, and disappeared. Others followed. The stars were stirring, and something bright stirred within Vera, too. Vera started studying maps of the night sky. She read about the way stars fired their own glow and the way planets reflected the star's bloom. She built a telescope out of a lens and a long cardboard tube so she could reach further into the heavens. Every night, as the sun's light emptied from the sky, Vera switched off her lamp to make her parents think she was asleep. She watched the Big Dipper circle the North Star. She memorized the trails of shooting stars so she could map their paths in the morning. And when Vera's eyelids grew heavy, she dreamed not about what she had seen, but about what she had not seen. She dreamed about the mysteries between the stars. When Vera was 17, she went to college so she could learn more about the universe. She had already learned that young women weren't welcome in the man's world of astronomy. Her high school teacher had told her to stay away from science. One college suggested that painting would be a better choice. You better paint. Oh, I want to see the stars. Vera didn't want to paint. She wanted to observe at the Vassar College. She was the only astronomy major in her class. She could reach into the heavens with the school's long telescope whenever she wanted. By the time Vera finished college, she had fallen in love with Robert Rubin, a mathematician. With her marriage, her life took a new turn. Just as the moon orbits both the Earth and the Sun, Vera's life began to revolve around both her new family and the night sky. As a baby grew inside her, Vera began studying a question that had left a trail through her mind. It was it possible that was it possible that galaxies rotated around a center in the universe like the Big Dipper circled the North Star? She plotted galaxies on a globe, carefully measured how they moved, and then measured again. Just before her son was born, Vera concluded that her idea might just be right. Vera drove through a snowstorm, thick as the Milky Way, to share her research at a gathering of America's most important senior astronomers. The men were clustered together like bright bulge of a galaxy. Outlandish! Ridiculous! No! They all seemed to know each other. Vera knew no one. She stood before them and told them about the movement of the galaxies. One by one, they stood up and said her ideas were outlandish. They said her conclusion was ridiculous. Vera felt like the smallest, lowest star on the edge of their galaxy. She asked herself, will I ever really be an astronomer? Vera didn't like the harsh words, putting her away. So after she gave birth to a baby girl, she studied a new question quietly on her own. A question she thought would be a lot of fun. Were the starry galaxies scattered any which way across the universe, or was the pattern to where they spun? As her husband and children slept, Vera stayed up with the moon and stars. She multiplied and divided and multiplied some more. At the end of several months, Vera had her answer. Galaxies were clumped together like dewdrops on a spider's web. It was a surprising discovery. It went against what everyone thought. It was a discovery that earned her the title of Doctor of Astronomy. This time, America's most important astronomers didn't criticize Vera. They ignored her. Still, she felt like a faraway star on the edge of their universe. As Vera's family grew with 2 more sons, Vera read everything she could about the galaxies. She dreamed about observing them from high atop a mountain like the senior astronomers. She would watch as gravity, powerful at the galaxy's centers, spun nearby. Stars around and around. She would watch as gravity, weak at the outskirts, left stars to creep around their edges. Vera began teaching astronomy at colleges and government offices in Washington, D.C. Little by little, other astronomers heard about Vera and her discoveries. They wanted to talk to her about her outlandish and ridiculous ideas. They wanted to see how galaxies clustered together like dewdrops. Through it all, Vera couldn't stop thinking about the mysteries she might find if she could observe from high on a mountain. The Carnegie Institution had observatories in the California mountains. Vera decided it was time they hired their first woman. She walked inside, sat down, and announced, "I really want to have a job here." Startled and not knowing what to say, the scientists invited her to lunch. As they ate, the director asked Vera to go to the blackboard and tell them about her work. She was so impressed. He gave her a job. At last, Vera would be able to see deep into the universe. She would be able to record images of what was out there. As senior astronomers crowded around other questions, Vera chose to study something no one else was looking at: the remote, slow-moving stars at the edges of the galaxies. At Palomar Observatory in California, Vera's first discovery was that there was no women's room. There was no bathroom for women. She solved the problem quickly by taping a paper skirt to the stick man on the bathroom door. And then, in Arizona at the top of Kitt Peak, Vera caught her first glimpse of the Andromeda Galaxy's outside spiral. Under the cool night sky, she watched the stars stir as the camera recorded the galaxy's spin. When Vera developed the first images, she couldn't quite believe what she saw. The stars on the galaxy's edge weren't moving slowly like everyone thought they should. Even though they were far away from the galaxy's central pull of gravity, they were moving just as fast as the stars at the center. When more and more images showed the same thing, an idea started turning in Vera's mind. Early astronomers had said that something mysterious might be at work in the universe, something that had its own gravity. Some called it missing mass because they couldn't locate it. Some called it dark matter because it didn't burn bright like stars or reflect like planets. Dark matter, thought Vera. This mysterious stuff could fill the space between the stars, and then, like glitter caught in an invisible halo, all the stars would turn at the same pace. Dark matter might not burn bright like stars, but Vera could tell it was there by how it made the stars move. When Vera told the senior astronomers what she had seen, some believed her. Most didn't want to. There was far more dark in the night sky than light. If Vera was right, it would mean that they had been studying only a fraction of the universe. Vera went back to the top of the mountain and took more images of galaxies in motion. The youngest wheeled like a pinwheels, with their arms open wide, and the oldest spun with their arms closed tight. Vera examined 40, 60, 200. In every single one, the stars and the edges moved just as fast as those in the center. The senior astronomers stopped shaking their heads. They finally admitted Vera was right. She had shown that the mysterious dark matter made up more than 80% of the matter in the universe. Vera was no longer on the edge of astronomy. She was at its very center. Scientists crowded around the question, what is dark matter? Vera joked that it could be cold planets, dead stars, bricks, or baseball bats. She wasn't bothered by not knowing. For her, the fun of astronomy was searching for the new mysteries where no one else was looking. That and watching the stars from the top of a mountain or from her bedroom window. Each one of you can change the world, for you are made of star stuff, and you are connected to the universe. Vera Rubin. Vera Rubin never forgot being told that her ideas were ridiculous and outlandish. Like a young galaxy, she spread her arms wide and drew in the young scientist. She carefully listened to their thoughts, encouraged them to continue, and if they stumbled along the way, she caught them. Vera was especially encouraging to young women. An entire generation of female astronomers viewed her as their guiding light. From Vera's beginning at the Carnegie Institute, she worked with Kent Ford. Kent had invented a powerful new spectrograph. When he attached it to a telescope, it separated starlight into colors, like rain spreads sunlight into a rainbow. Then faraway stars showed blue. It meant that they were moving closer. When they showed red, it meant that they were moving further away. By keeping track of the changing colors with a spectrograph's camera, Vera was able to tell how quickly stars spiraled in the sky. Kent Ford's spectrograph is on permanent display in the Explorer of the Universe exhibition at the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Vera's observations on the motion of galaxies, together with her later observations by other astronomers, showed that galaxies do not, in fact, rotate around the universe in the same way stars spin around the center of a galaxy. Galaxies move away from each other as the universe expands. As the universe expands, that was fine by Vera. She loved the way ideas change and we discover more and more about our universe. To this day, we still do not know exactly what dark matter is. We know it's not made of the same stuff as normal atomic matter, the stuff we're made of. We know it has gravitational pull and that it doesn't produce light or reflect it. Other than that, we don't know much. When Vera died, she left the mystery of dark matter to the adventurous scientists of the future. In 1928, she was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In 1948, she earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from Vassar College. In June of 1948, she married Robert Rubin, a mathematician and physicist. 1951, she earned a master's degree from Cornell University. 1954, she earned a PhD from Georgetown University, where she then taught for 10 years. In 1965, she joined the Carnegie Institute. In 1965, she became the first woman to observe at the Palomar Observatory. In 1970, she published an article showing that stars at the edge of the Andromeda Galaxy were moving faster than expected. In 1980, published an article proposing the existence of dark matter. In 1981, she was elected to the National Academy of Sciences. In 1993, she was awarded the National Medal of Science, the United States' highest scientific honor. In 1996, she was awarded the Gold Medal of the Royal Astronomical Society, the first woman to receive it in 168 years. In December of 25th of 2016, she died. She passed away. In 1920, the National Science Foundation and the Department of Energy announced the Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Cerro Pachon, Chile. All right. And that is the end of the story. What did you think of the stuff between the stars? All right. Bye for now. And remember, Grandpa Birch thinks you're special.